Teresa, so lovely to be speaking to you. I'm very excited. I saw the film. I loved it.
Good.
I laughed. I cried. I'm sure audiences will feel the same.
Wow.
I'm curious for you, was there like a lightning bolt moment when you read the script where you were like, I have to play Grace?
Yes, I think so. She's just so complex and nuanced. She's also really funny. I love that she can be all these different shades. She's not just black and white. She's brilliant. She's sexy and flirty and wild. And then her anxiety creeps in this very particular way. And I find her very brave. I just love, it was the character for me, really, more than anything else. And then, of course, the team behind this movie, it's so special. Obviously, Bruna Papandrea, who you guys know very well at Mamamia, and the whole Made Up Stories team, and then our writers. And it was just the perfect little combination, and I knew I had to do this movie.
Yeah, and you say the movie feels really special, and it feels that way watching it. I've personally never seen anxiety and OCD kind of represented in this way in film before.
Yeah.
For you personally, what was the most important thing to get right about the representation in the movie?
For me, it was not having a blanketed label of she has this. It was Grace's own anxiety is represented in this way. And so her tendencies, they come out, they're manifested in this particular way, which for her is counting. So when she counts, she feels like she has control. And oftentimes she'll be in a spiral where she feels she needs to count before she can even leave the house or engage in a conversation. And I thought it's unique to her. And it doesn't fall under the umbrella of this is how OCD presents or this is how anxiety presents. It's just the way that Grace's anxiety presents. So that was really important, I think, to get right, is that it's unique. I think there will be audience members who have dealt with anxiety or perhaps have their own labels, maybe it's OCD, who will see themselves in this character and relate to some of the things that she has to navigate. And for that, I feel really grateful and I feel proud that we have this kind of representation on screen. And it was fascinating to dive into that and to really explore that world and how anxiety can present.
It's really represented in such a beautiful way on screen. I'm thinking of the visuals and the music and the narration. It's a really unique way to kind of explore what's going on inside Grace's mind.
Yeah.
How did you personally prepare to portray such a specific sort of internal rhythm?
I prepared by watching some YouTube videos of a woman who was journaling, and she was doing a daily journal on how the anxiety can creep up and the voices internally can get very loud. So I felt like for Grace, the rhythm and the speed at which her mind was working, it was really particular. And I think it was almost like a smorgasbord of different people's experiences. I would pull from a few different clips. I read a bunch about anxiety. I also have people in my own life who deal with anxiety, and they were able to really beautifully articulate what it feels like in their body when they find themselves having a panic attack or when they find themselves overwhelmed with intrusive thoughts. And so I pulled from all these different experiences, and then we made Grace's experience unique to her.
Yeah. And obviously the romance at the center of this film. You and Joe Dempsey have such a natural banter on screen. I'm curious how much of that is on the page or how much of it kind of comes about ad-libbing on set and just from the two of you kind of playing around with the script.
Well, Marcelle, our gorgeous director, she was all about real. She wanted it to feel real, grounded, layered. A lot of the movies that she's really interested in, she would send us her favorite films and this sort of European cinema is what I want to capture, these kind of relationships. And there's a real naturalism in a lot of the things she was sending us. The dialogue felt very natural. So Joe and I took the script, but then we also just played with each other. And it was the realness and this dynamic between the two of us that Marcel wanted to capture on camera. So there would be scenes where we would say the lines, and then it would be the little moments in between that she wanted to get, like the ad-libs and the laughter and the little jokes that we would share with one another. She found a lot of the magic in those in-between moments, the unscripted moments. And for me, as a consumer of art and films, they're always my favorite moments because you almost can't write them. They're so real and in the moment. And I love watching that on camera.
Same. There's the montage with the two of you, and even like the dancing, the little intricacies of that. Like, it feels so genuine on screen.
Yeah. And also very vulnerable to watch back.
I'm sure for you.
With an audience, I'm like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking?
Oh, we loved it. It's so good. And speaking about chemistry, obviously romance is a huge part of the film, but I do feel like a core part of the film is also family and Grace's relationship with her mother and her sister, and how kind of challenging that can be at times. Talk to me about building that chemistry and that dynamic on set or off set.
I think family dynamics are really interesting to explore. We've all got our own particulars with our families, and this one is, it's been really complicated, I think, for this family unit, because the elephant in the room is that Grace has been dealing with these struggles for a long time. And I think her way of dealing with them often is she deflects and she throws humor at it. And they want to pin her down and really talk to her seriously about what's going on. And she's very witty, and I think it's painful. It's a very painful thing. She's got a lid on top of it, and she's keeping it tightly within her because she's worried that if it comes out too much, that it will take her out. And so it's delicately walking this line between all of them of wanting to keep the family unit feeling good and healthy and connected, but also no one's really discussing the issues, the deeper issues. And you see in the film that we're actually forced to unpack all the heaviness that we've had to deal with as a family. And so that was interesting to find with my co-stars, and we just were in the moment with it. We worked with Marcel, and we all found it together.
Yeah, you really feel that on screen. Thank you so much.
Oh,
I loved the movie so much. I also saw a lot of myself in it, so I think people will love it.
Yeah, and I'm the biggest fan of Mamamia.
They will love to hear that. I'll let the team know.